Welcome, Jinki's family, to the transmission of the 14th Jinki, the key of bounteousness and the shadow of compromises. So this week we're discovering how to be fully ourselves, our authentic self, how to not go with compromises, how to not compromise our true nature, and how prosperity comes into our lives when we stop compromising. So let's begin. Let's start this practice. And of course, as usually, I have the tea to support me. Today I have a family puer. That's very deep tea that will help. So if you also want to have a cup of tea, take your time to make a tea for yourself while we're slowly starting. So the 14th Jinki, as I said, the key of compromises, the shadow of compromises, the gift of competence, and the Siddhi of bounteousness. So how does this energy works? The programming partner of 14th Jinki is 8th Jinki. And this is the key of style, of how to live your own authentic style. And there is a big link, of course, a connection with these two keys, as we will discover today during this transmission. And this key belongs to the cordon ring of fire. So that means that this is very fire key that is here to activate us, to activate the inner fire. So then how we can bring prosperity into our life. This key is all about abundance and prosperity and showing that it comes into our life when we stop compromising ourselves. So let's begin. What does it mean to compromise? In fact, if we will look into the depths of this key, we will find out that we were born already compromised. Because we all came here with the touch of the core wound. The core wound, this seal, something we received at the moment of conception. So since the moment when we not even were born, but even before we were born, we received something that in Jinki is called a core wound, or one of the 6 seals of humanity, 7 seal. And the way how we heal them or how we transmit them. And so because of this seal, we all compromised. Our true nature, our high self is compromised. And the more we go through life, the more we dealing with this, and the more we see, in fact, how our society, how our family, how just the way how, let's say, society works right now, does not support this listening to your truth, this listening to the inner fire, and in fact is supporting compromises and trying to make us live in compromises and don't remember who we are. Because it's comfortable to control people who live from compromises. They don't ask for more, they don't believe in themselves, they do what they taught to do, they do what they think they have to do, the way how, again, the society works, as you have to go to kindergarten, then to school, then go to university, then have a job, and then go to climb the career ladder. And that's how it works, that's how life goes. And kind of, I would say, still very few really doubt it, still really few asking, is it normal? Is this how life is supposed to be? I was lucky because I feel I just had always this fire in me that I knew that the life is meant for something bigger than just being at the work 5 to 2 and earning money through something that I even don't like to do. Of course, there are people who love their job and love their career, and it's amazing. But let's be honest, most of the people doing their jobs not because it's their passion, not because it's their fire, not because they love it, but just because that's what brings money. And in a way, this key is showing us about abundance and prosperity, and that prosperity is not, in fact, about how much money you have. Of course, money would be a reflection, but it's all about harmony. Prosperity is about balance. Because if you have a lot of money, but your health struggle, you have issues with your health or with relationship, and your family struggles, or you don't have a family, and you just spend all time on your work, that's not a prosperity. This is, in fact, comes from the shadow of greed, and we will discover also during this key how the shadow of greed is what makes us compromise our true self, compromise our nature, and our true nature. And the one of the beautiful themes about this key, that it really helps us to activate the resources, to bring the right resources into our life. But it happens only when we are in alignment with our soul, with our path, and we don't agree for less. But this is mean that we have to believe in who we are and not compromise our true nature. But for this, we have to remember, even because, let's say, we were born and we forget who we are, we forget our true nature. And this codon ring of fire that has two keys, the first and the eighth. And the first gene key is a Shiva, is the most creative gene key from them all. It's the absolute masculine energy, it's a pure creation. That means it's just this energy itself can bring anything into your life, but you have to listen here to your poses. You have to listen to this inner timing when the creation comes naturally, not when it's forced, not when it, because you have to, but when it comes out of your integrity, out of your heart, pouring out, and then you can create. But if it's not coming out of this integrity, and if it's not the right timing, then your creation will not create a mutation into life, will not bring a real changes. And it's all about creating a mutation and bring the real changes, not just doing something ordinary, but in fact it's doing something extraordinary. And then what does it mean to really be in your authentic self, to listen to yourself, to listen to the inner voice? So many people forget, maybe even never remembered, honestly, what does it mean to truly be yourself. Because it's a courage, because this is the activation of your inner genius. And genius is not somebody who tries to fit in. Genius is somebody who brings here new things, who change the world in a way, and who create something that is really creates a mutation that touch others' hearts. And to be a genius, you need to be ready to make mistakes. You need to be ready to be bold. You need to be courage person, and you need to really feel that this fire that's inside of you has a reason to be there, and you need to trust it. And there is also one interesting thing that is bringing up here is with the theme of compromises, the inner compromises and outer compromises, that is telling us that there are two types of compromises. And let's just cover the difference. So there are inner compromises. And there is, let's example, a situation that Richard Rao was giving. You planned, he's telling, like, for example, you planned to have a meeting with your friend for lunch, but then your partner gets sick, and your partner is asking you to stay at home because your partner needs support or care at this time. But you already made a plan with your friend. And in this example, that's what Richard Rudd is giving to us. He's asking what you will do. For example, you can cancel a meet, like you can listen to your heart and feel. And if you feel in your heart that alignment for you is to support right now your partner, then to cancel the meeting would be auto compromise. And the auto compromises, they happen in sometimes in our life. But what is more dangerous is inner compromises. Is when, for example, you felt that, yeah, the right thing to do would be now to stay and support the one you love and the one who needs your care right now. But you go against this inner feeling and you go into inner compromise, telling that no, I need to go because I already planned and it's not polite to cancel, so I will go anyway. And you go, but you feel inside this like feeling that you did something that was not really coming out of your heart, wasn't really right for you. So this is inner compromises. And these inner compromises are reasons why we're not happy, why we're not fulfilled, and why we don't have in our lives what we want, why we live in a poverty, in fact. And because it, first of all, it starts with the mind. What's important to understand, the poverty doesn't start with a situation around you. It starts with your mind. It starts with the way you think. It starts with the compromises. There is a direct link because the scarcity of poverty and compromises you take in life. Because if you think, oh, I'm gonna make this job or whatever, and I'm gonna make a lot of money, but your heart and your system tell you no, for whatever reasons, it means that even doing this, you will cut yourself out of source. You will cut yourself out of higher energy. And even if you will earn money, they will not satisfy you, and they in fact will just bring more shadow of greed, or sometimes, at least how it was happening in my life, I think I'm very kind of, my system works like in a way that I can't go even into compromise, even if I wanted to. Even before my spiritual path, I remember if I did anything like work or something, if I did something that I didn't feel right, but for example, for money, even when I earned the money, then I was losing them. Like, for example, my phone broke then, or something else happened where I had to spend this money. And I very, very fast kind of learned in my life that is never nothing worse to do just out of money when it does feels right for me, because I will lose much more. Even if I will earn this money, I would lose much more. Because, for example, let's imagine there is something, some opportunity come to you, some job or something. And it seems, for example, that you can, your mind think, oh, it's a good, I can benefit from it. But your heart tells, no, it's not really feels right to me. And there's no logical reasons, because your higher self or your heart doesn't give you logical reasons. It's inner knowing. But you still go against it for whatever reasons. And then, for example, at that time, because you decided, for example, doing some work in you and certain place, certain environment with certain people. And there is a, let's say, parallel reality where at this time you could be in another place and met somebody, and connection with these people will create for you some big opportunities, for example, or something that's some co-creation that really aligned to your life path and everything. But you can't meet this person because you're in another timeline that you choose out of greed and out of scarcity mindset. So this is what is important about this key, that how we make these decisions, where they comes from. Does they comes from heart or from scarcity? And let's really be honest. That's what this key is asking for us, from us. Be honest with yourself. And if you look in human design channels, the 14 connects with the second, and it's a channel 214 that connects. The 14, in fact, is our sacral. So sacral authority is this the center of power of generators. This is where all sexual energy lives. This is what creates the energy. And the second is in the G center, and G center is a direction in your life. And the combination with these two keys are very interesting. In fact, it's also in the core of this 14 hexagram, because it has 5 yang lines, the masculine, and the yin. And it's like it's all ruled by the end by the yin. And this is, we can see also by the feminine. We can see this in the channels to 14, because we have all these resources, the 14 gene key. And even for example, if they're not, for example, active right now in your life, but there is a potential of these resources, but how to activate them and where to put them, this is the direction. It comes from the second gene key. The direction comes from the feminine. The second gene key is the most feminine of them all. It consists of 6 yin lines. It's the absolute feminine. And it means the direction is not something you create in your mind. It's not something you imagine. It's not a goal you set to yourself. It's not something that your mind thinks is like, oh, it's going to be profitable, whatever. The direction comes from your inner knowing, from the heart. And then when you go there 100%, you give your commitment and devotion, then the prosperity comes out of it. But if you're doing something out of your mind, out of your logic, out of your ideas, that not really align with yourself, that this will not work. Or, as I said, even if you will receive money, and then it will bring health issues or other problems that, and then you will lose. You will lose energy. You will lose health, and you will lose something that you can't replace so easily. This key also connects with spine, and we can see how our spine is straight and active, because the spine is what, in a way, creating this inner structure inside of us. And there is one theme of this key that is important. That's something that, let's say, helps to unlock the power of this key. And it's very easy, but at the same time, it's hard for most of the people. And there is one thing, and that calls believing in yourself, the inner face. The dilemma of this key and what stops you in your life is low self-esteem, not believing in yourself. Thinking of, oh, what others gonna think if I do this, if I post this, if I say this, if I earn money like this, if I follow my heart, what others will think. Will they accept me or not? Or will I look weird? Or will they judge me? And if you want to do something in your life, and this is in fact the connection of 8 and 14 is gene key, because they're programming partner, and the 8 is the key of style. And it said, like, if you want to do something in your life and then you try to filter your passion by thinking, oh, but what others would think about this, you're already compromising yourself. Because the true authenticity doesn't care of what others will think about you, because they will think something anyway, and they will think anyway what's come of their projections. So your mission here is to deliver the fire that lives in your heart. But first of all, you're the one who have to believe in it, who have to believe in the passion in your heart, and who have to start doing aligned and commitment actions every day, not just once, not just twice, but every day. And go through all these doubts and provocations in life and everything. I have the whole system I created, creator codes, where I teach people how to do this. But it's like you have to first connect with what feels right to you, and what Richard Rudd is kind of sharing with us, the question of what is this greatest service I want to offer to the whole? Because when you're in a high frequency of this key, you not only focusing on your own prosperity, but in fact you're thinking of how to bring this into wholeness, how to serve the whole. And this question is a radical question that's kind of turns everything, because it's not about how I can self-empower myself, how I can have more money, how I can own more things, how I can make myself more visible or whatever. It's a question of what is the greatest service I can offer to the whole. And just feel into this question. Make this pause for a moment right now. Just close your eyes and listen to this question. Listen to the answers that's coming from within. What is this greatest service you can offer to the whole? What is the service that lies in the depths of your heart? What do you want to bring into the world if everything is possible, if there is no limitations? What is this passion in your life? What is something that makes you feel alive and you want to share it with others? What is this greatest service you can offer to people you want to offer? And then you can comment if you receive any answers. And when we felt this, and maybe first it's not like a direct image or feeling, or like it's not the whole picture. Maybe it's first what we received is just the beginning of something. But at least we have to start, we have to begin, we have to make first steps. And that's why this question is important to ask. What is this creative service I want to offer to the whole? And then you have to commit and put all your energy and resources into it. Because in a way, this is why you came into existence. This is why you incarnated. This is why you embodied. This is why your soul came to the earth this time for this. So you kind of don't really have excuses. All the excuses that exist in the mind, oh, it's not my time, or I don't have time, or I'm not good enough, or there are a lot of people who are doing this, or maybe I won't succeed, or whatever. This is all stories, because you have everything you need. The only thing that's stopping you is self-sabotaging, and the idea is that something is wrong, or you're not good enough, or it will be very hard, or you don't have enough resources, or whatever. Because everything will come in all resources when you start to walk this path. But until you wait and that some miracle will happen and you not start in the path, the miracle will not happen. It will happen when you start to walk. You know, I just remembered now, we watched once some cartoon with my beloved, and it was about some magic. It was about some kind of city where before was a magic, but for some reason the magic died and only few kept it. And then it's like, this was a hero who inherited magic from his father who passed away, and then it was his birthday. He received like a gift and something that he needed to activate it. And anyway, like there was a moment when he was crossing the bridge and he has his brother waiting for him. But the fact there was no bridge, there was like two sides of their, let's say, ground, and they had to cross to go from one to another. And there was like a magic bridge there that appears when you step. And so you step into the unknown, into the void, into the space. But when you step, the bridge appears, and it appears only for those who have magic. But there is one rule: you have to fully believe in it. no doubt, no compromises. You have to fully believe that when you will step, the bridge will appear. And so, and then this is how this character he crossed. Of course, there was some situations happening, but at the end, he managed to cross and to bring his brother as well, and they continued the journey. So this is kind of what this key about. You have to step into now and you have to believe 100%. Then the bridge will appear, that the path will appear, but it can't appear until you start, until you making the steps, until you making the actions, and you making them every day. You making them kind of no matter what. This only what will bring this prosperity into your life. And then you can even start to see the steps. What are the steps that you might need to take and that can help you come closer to this vision, to this passion that lives inside you and that will brings everything together. And in a way, yeah, this path is appearing when you walk in it, as what I said. And the compromises is what contracting us. That's what we should really carefully examine when we make decisions. Not how it looks perfect or right on the surface, but what do we feel when we make this decision? Do we feel contraction or expansion? Do we feel like some kind of itchiness in our system, like something wrong? Or do we feel really the great expansion and knowing that this is the right thing to do? Because this at the end that will really show you the truth. And if you feel contraction when you make some decision, that means it's just not right for you. That means your system will, like, you kind of give away some little piece of your soul, of your energy. And the more you in fact align with this key and the energy of this key, the more you aligned with your higher self, and the more and more you make actions and decisions in your life based on your connection with higher self. You're not compromising. You're connecting always with higher self. And in fact, I have even practiced that that helps to connect with higher self, and then in your life to receive every time very clear and direct answers from your higher self, and that this will help you to move forward in your life. But there is one thing here: when you receive these answers, you have to trust them, even if they come comfortable or uncomfortable for your mind, because sometimes your mind, your personality really wants to do something, but you connect with your higher self and your higher self says no, that's not a right alignment for you. And you have to trust, and you have to give up something that may be excited for your personality, but it's bringing you into the wrong direction. Or for example, you check in and your higher self say, yeah, you need to go there, you need to do this. And you really, your personality doesn't want it, it's comfortable, it brings some challenges in your life, but your soul knows it's the right path and you have to take it, you have to risk it. For example, you have to give it all and you have to go without any doubts. That would mean trusting your higher self. It's trusting no matter if it's comfortable for you or not comfortable, if it's bringing like the happiness in the moment or bringing some challenges. But this is how we create this path. We more and more moving from a soul alignment instead of just ego desires and greed, because what really compromising you and what really makes you stuck in the shadow is a greed. Because at the end of life, you know, when you will be in the deathbed and when your soul will go into transition, you won't care, the soul won't care about how much money you earned, how much partners you had, or how successful you were, or how popular you were on Instagram or on YouTube, with all the things. What will be checked, let's say like this, is how aligned you were with your soul, how much you were living really a direction of your soul and how much in your life it was really your life, and how much those moments of presence, peace, love, and stillness, this what you will carry with you, only this energy. You won't carry with you anything else. And that's in a way, we watched recently one video with my partner from Matthias de Stefan. I really like this guy now. He kind of explains the quantum reality. And he was saying that in ancient traditions, when child was born, um, they brought this knowledge that the life is a preparation for death. And that's what's the path to death. And they were still alive in Tibetan traditions, because you have to learn how to die, truly how to, when this transition happens, how to come into light. And even within your life, there's so many deaths happening of your old personality, of your own identity when you're letting go of something. Whenever, for example, you break up or you change your job or you're moving out countries, it's a death happening every time. And if you don't know how to die, you don't know how to live. You can't live fully until you know how to die, and until you see beauty in this process, in fact, and you are in harmony, in love with the death, because the death is the ultimate filter for life. The death is like a Kali. It helps to cut off everything that doesn't create a right alignment for you. And for your ego, it might be scary because it has ideas, is attached to something. But for your soul, it's a blessing. It's like when destruction comes into life and your personality is scary and thinks, oh, but this is, I don't want to lose. Whatever is not right anymore for you, you have to let it go, to realign, to choose the path that is more speaks to your soul. Even if this, you think you're losing something at this time, and you might think, oh, but I can't let go of it until I have something better or until I have something to replace it. But the truth is, you would never have something to replace it until first you would let go. Because life will ask you for your courage. Life will ask you to risk. Life will ask you how much you trust your spirit, how much you trust the divine in you, how much you trust the God, and how much you're ready to go without compromises. And this is how you create competence. Competence, the gift of this key. And the competence is a key that combines effectiveness, the style also, how you do things. You become competent in some areas in your life when, first of all, yes, you dedicated yourself to the process. Then you do it in a unique way. Today I was watching Instagram of different people making cakes, like really when it's art cake, when it's something like mind-blowing, when you look at the cake and it just looks like a piece of art. You don't even want to eat it just because it looks so fabulous. And I watched maybe 2 or 3 different people, and it's just like magnificent what they do. But they all have like their followers, their audience. They all have some uniqueness in their style, something that is not repeatable, let's say. And there are, for example, a lot of people who make cakes, but doesn't mean that if it's in your heart, doesn't mean that you can't really become a genius of it and make it in the way that will make it special. And you just have to really give it all. You have to really go into the study exploration. I remember when I was learning human design a long, long time ago in my life. It took probably 70–80% of my time every day. I was kind of doing, I think, just all my focus was in the time into different studies. And I was doing all the time at home, I was going to walks in the parks, listening to lectures. I was doing different tasks. I was doing different workshops. I was learning in all way they were possible all the time. It's like, in a way, sales was obsessed with it, but that's what later on helped me to become very popular in it for some period of time until I felt that kind of I want to move forward, and then I found this. But if you want to really become professional in something and become this competent, first you have to choose it from your heart, not because your mind tell you, oh, you can become really successful if you do this. No, because you feel like this is what I want to do. You know, when first time I found human design, and then I told like my friends, my mother, my partner at the time that I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna earn money like this. Everybody said like you're crazy. It's like you never can earn money from this. Like what's the bullshit? Who even need this? But you know, like when you connect with this fire in your heart, you don't care about what say. It's like if you don't support my vision, okay, let go. Okay, go. I don't need to speak with you. Like because I believe in this fire in my heart, and I don't let anybody to dim this light. You need to protect this fire. If there is people who don't believe it, who try to dim it, okay, create a boundaries, let them go. Of course, like if it's your parents, you can't just cut them away, but in a way you have to, if you need for a certain period of time, create a space where you don't let voices of others to distract you, then is what you have to do. Because you have to put this mission on a priority. You have to realize that like this is something why you came into existence. So it would be, it's a little bit sad just to waste time of your life not doing something what you truly want just because your mind says it's not the right time, or you don't have the right resources, or your parents or your friends or whatever doesn't support you. Because when you start walk towards your path, then people who needs to be in your life, they come there. The people who's not the right alignment, they will fade away. Through right people would come also right resources, and everything will start like, you know, like a painting. It's all start coming into pieces. And sometimes in such a magical way where you're like, oh my God, I could never imagine this. I could never, like, if I would try to like logically create this path in my life, I wouldn't even think about this, because it's for my mind, it would be not possible. That's how life truly works. The universe is always on your side, but you have to choose it fully. And then the life will respond to you. And then also it will challenge you sometimes to check if you truly choose it or not. Or you go into doubts and fear and separation. So that's how you become competent. When you felt the first moment of this fire, be with it. You know, you kind of have to every day put a wood to make this fire burn. And to put a wood means to dedicate certain amount of your time during the day towards this vision. Even if it's some small action, you will be surprised how much can change if you just, for example, for a month, will decide that, okay, this month I will dedicate myself into this, and I will make every day, for example, even one or like 2, 3 small actions towards this vision. You will be surprised how much will change after this month from these small actions, that your mind will think that they absolutely like they don't will change or don't make any sense. Because it all starts also with the small actions daily. You have to put this wood daily to make this fire burn, and to not let all of this, you know, worries, doubts, fears, confusion, everything to put this fire down. Especially when you're in doubt, especially when you don't want to do, especially when you think, oh, but today I will kind of skip because I don't feel good or whatever, I'm lazy. No, when you're lazy and you don't want to do, this is when you have to do it. When you have to do it even more. I remember I've been a long time ago in some Buddhist lecture, and they've been talking about laziness. And they told that in like that tradition, if you, for example, if a monk who doesn't want to practice, like for example, one day woke up and today feel lazy to do the practice, you do 20 times more. Because the laziness is one of the biggest obstacles that will stop you. So if you feel today you're lazy to do something, that means you have to do twice. That's how you will overcome it. This is how you will claim your power back. This is how you will start to take your energy out of all the directions where you put it, where you kind of wasted it, or how you wasted it. Because it's not that you don't have enough time, you don't have enough resources. No, in fact, you have much more even than you think you need. The problem is that what you do with it, how you spend this, like scroll on Instagram or not being really structured and directed and just going here and there, not being really dedicated and committed to something, because we have time for everything we really want in our life. The only reason is when something is not happening because we're not choosing it. And if it's the reality, you have to ask, okay, why I'm not choosing it? Because it's never going to be perfect moment. It's never going to be perfect time when, oh, like right now, I'm ready enough, I'm prepared enough, I have enough money saved or whatever. No, it's never going to be this time. But what can happen one time, one moment, you just feel, this is enough. I can't betray myself anymore. I need to go towards this path no matter what. And you jumped. And then when you jump, you see how path is creating. This is how you become competent. And then you do this every day. And then you create, you feel the own style, your style, how you want to do this. Because even if others do something familiar, you will have the unique style. You will have the inner genius in you, the authenticity in you. Through the perspective of this key, authenticity means prosperity. The prosperity comes only when you're authentic. The prosperity doesn't come when you like doubting or like, I don't know, it's not right for me or whatever. No, prosperity comes to your authenticity. And you're also being adaptive, playful with life, and willing to learn, willing to be open all the time, and don't stuck just in one kind of idea, but really expanding and expanding, because sometimes you start a path, then after some time you see there is more kind of details coming, and that your path is much bigger than what you could ever imagine in the beginning when you started it. So being always a kind of adaptable, and surround yourself with right people that will help this also vision to come, because we are all here to help one another to keep this fire burning and to keep this alive. And the one thing also, when you go towards your vision, there can be a lot of pathways. So how to choose a pathway? What is recommended here is that, for example, there is some actions you have to do towards your dream vision. And this action is something that you don't really like to do, that you don't want to do, but or you're lazy to do this. But this action supports your dream vision. The thing is, as soon, and this is what can create confusion, but try to really listen it from the open heart and open mind, because this is where we speak from the quantum mind. And the quantum mind, in a way, is free from any ideas, and it works in paradoxes. So let's say you have a dream vision, and you know that life giving you some options, and there is some actions that you need to do. I'm not telling now about something kind of bad, like you need to kill somebody or not like steal from somebody, not that. You don't need to do anything that goes out of your integrity. Integrity is very important here, Because if you go out of your integrity, you immediately fall into shadow of compromises. But let's say there is something that you need to do, but you don't like something. Like, for example, there is a vision, and to create it, you need, for example, to you feel like you need to start do the videos every day, like put them on YouTube and do certain things and do editing before maybe you can hire somebody who can do it for you, but for some period of time while you grow in your community, you need to do this, and you don't like it. But you know that this is aligned to your vision. You know that these actions will put energy towards your vision and will help it grow. That means that if you do actions out of inner integrity, knowing that this is like, like imagine like your vision is like a bucket, and you have to put the water there to make the bucket full. And that this action would put the drops in this bucket. Even if it's kind of, you might think, oh, but this is a compromise because I don't want to do this. I don't want to do these videos. But you know inside that these videos is part of the path and how you can make your vision grow and make your vision really come into embodiment, into real existence. Then doing these videos from a right inner choice, knowing that, okay, for example, for some period of time, I'm going to do this even if I don't like, for a moment when I created enough community and resources, so then I can hire somebody who can do it for me. So then acting from this way is not compromise, because you're not compromising higher vision. Yes, you may be in a moment of some period of time, you're doing something that is, you don't feel fully right or you fully want to do it, but still till the moment it fits your vision, it would be in alignment. The moment when it's not feeding your vision anymore, but somebody else's vision, and you're doing something for others, but that comes out of integrity with your vision, this is where it's starting to get it wrong. If you do something out of greed, or for example, imagine there's like somebody coming into your life and say, oh, I can really help your account to grow fast and do this, let's do this and this, but you don't feel, but then you give me something and then you help me, and you doesn't feel that this person is right for you. You check and like the values of this person, and like the integrity is not what aligned to you. And if then you agree with this, that would be compromise. Because if you go out of integrity, that creates compromise and brings your frequency down, in fact. So this is kind of tricky path where you need to also be careful with which people you attract, because this all about the subtle kind of play of energy, because the energy is knows better. When you make a right, like, sometimes, let's say, for example, there is somebody like a client who wants to work, let's say two situations. That for example, you're doing some work and you decided, like, for example, you coach or whatever, and you raised your ticket, you decided that you felt you come into this integrity and enough experience that you feel your work value more, and you want to raise your ticket. And there is some people, of course, the live will test it, and there is somebody who's come say, oh, it's so good, it's great, and I want to do this, but I don't have enough money. Can we do it for less, for cheaper? And there can be different situations, because you will feel in the moment, because there can be situations where somebody really, like, I don't know, really doesn't have money right now, but they willing to give it like kind of the last what they have, but they still want enough to a whole price. But you really see in this person the dedication and commitment. And then if you do this, if you like, you feel it's not in a compromise, because it stays in your integrity, and in fact, this person is really also choosing it fully, then it will not be compromised. But if somebody comes say, oh, but I don't want to, I kind of can't pay this, is too much, but then this person will expand it on all other things, you see, and then it's like investing into a lot of other things. That means that in this time you can't give a discount, because there is this, if this person is not value what you're doing, because if it would really value, it would find the money, or like it would take it out from other things and put it where for example it needs. Or as I said, if it doesn't, even if it's this person doesn't have right now enough money, it could ask for like, okay, can I pay now something and pay later? Or as I said, even if you feel, you can even make a discount, but if you really feel that this person really need it, and there is a value. This person feels the value of your work, but just for this time right now, this person doesn't have enough resources. So that's a difference. That's a difference between value, because we can receive something only when you value it. But until you start to value yourself, nobody will do it. And life will test you. And if you pass this test, then the life will give you people who value you, who knows and who trust and who believe and who are ready to support you. And there have been situations in my life, even sometimes. I remember when a long time ago, I went into some session to one woman, and this session was so deep and profound to me that I paid her twice than she asked. Because I just felt, because for me, the value of this work was twice more the money she asked. And I felt like this like love was overflowing out of me. And I was like, I just can't pay this money. This is very little. And I paid her more, and I felt so good about it. Because like that session was really one of the life-changing moments in my life. And this is something like when we or sometimes I had situations when people tell me, like this costs more, for example, what you do. You need to really raise your price, because what you do is absolutely amazing. And I had to learn. To ask for what I really feel, because the amount of changes it can bring into somebody's life is can't even be measured, let's say like this. So again, it's all about integrity. So you have to check over time any actions, if it fits, then if it so funny, I'm just recording this video and I have this thing that's dropping the messages, notifications, and I have like now somebody messaged me like, hello, I saw you in a Nepali group, because we're now in Nepal, and I'm looking for a new contact. Do you want to chat or something like this? Some man. No, out of integrity. No, thank you. And my partner is showing me some nice, interesting signs right now. And yeah, so the life will always test you, but you have to choose what is right for you, and don't be afraid to say it out loudly, because then I remember once how a long time ago I went to some these meetings, they call it business breakfast, when the group of people come in and there is like somebody who organized it, and there was like some guy of sales and something like marketing, and everybody was like speaking about themselves, and then he was giving some advices. Of course, like for him at the end, he wanted to sell his work also, his like mentorship. But when I started to speak about what I'm doing and everything, he said, you kind of has all you need. You just need to, he said it in Russian, I don't know how to fully translate it, but that I don't know how to put it in English words. But it would sound something like, I don't know how to translate it. Believe in yourself. No, it's more than believe in yourself. It's like you need to, I don't know how to choose yourself. It's even deeper than that. You need to kind of Like, let's say you need to choose to be a star, and that's it. Because you have all you need. You need to just choose to be a star, something like this, and this who you are, and just kind of ground in it, and that's it. And that's what I felt was at that time was like kind of the right message, because there's no more inner work or something I needed to do. I just needed to just kind of to be who I am and just to be a star and shine brightly and don't try to dim my light, because for some people it's uncomfortable, or for some people it's too much, or some people can't afford this work if I put this price. But then what happened that the right people started to come, and what I saw then, when people pay more, they can receive more, and there's more coming through me, and then we both happier, because I can give more and the person can receive more, and the transformations happening faster, and the life of this person changing faster, and at the end everybody's happy. So that's the thing. That's like, when you value yourself, you let others also value themselves to what they are receiving, because that's all at the end just the frequencies, and the frequency we send into universe is what would be reflected back to us. So that's where we have to be careful. And when we're coming into a Siddhi of boundlessness, that's amazing Siddhi, that saying you're shining bright like a sun, and it's coming even beyond their prosperity, because the sun knows only how to give. And it's like the absolute love that's overgiven and overflowing and never asking anything in return. But in fact, when you're in this Siddhi, everything that you need is coming to you. That's allowing yourself to be a sun, allowing yourself to carry this energy, and allowing yourself to shine really bright. And then when it comes to generosity, the generosity is one of the qualities of this key, in fact, of the Siddhi, when you're thinking of really how you can serve the whole. And then the serving comes naturally, like again, as the sun, who just kind of the energy of the sun makes everything alive, all the life possible. But the sun is just kind of being what it meant to be, being a sun. So we're here come to be what we're meant to be, without compromising, without being small, without fear of trigger somebody or not be accepted or not be understood. We're here to be who we are and generously sharing our light, because the greed that connects with the compromises is also when we don't share our gift and talents. There's also greed, because then we greed to others, because we keep it for ourselves. We don't give, we don't share. This is also the greed. So we have to become generous, boundless. This is very, even this word is very interesting. It's like the love that eventually melts everything. That's what it said. To love, you start to just love everything and everybody. Even what Jesus was saying, love your enemies. You just, the love is just overflowing out from you. There's no limits, there is no right or wrong, there's just like an absolute love and acceptance. And this love, in a way, kind of all the boundaries, everything is just melted, because nobody can resist this love. This is what the Siddhi about. Is very profound, the Siddhi. It's also will ask you to let go of this like separation with the whole, because you can be sun only when you let go of the separation, when you fully surrender to your divine nature, to your true nature. This is where you knowing that, experiencing that you are this light. This is where I would say God experience itself through you, and you a vessel for this. And there is no any more limitations, because this is just a truth that's shining bright from you in each and every moment. So let's do a little meditation to connect more with this energy and also ground them and ground in them and discover the path from Shannon to Given to Siddhi. So let's sit comfortably. Close our eyes. Feel how energy flows. Feel your feet. Feel your root system going down to the earth. And when you breathe in, you invite the energies of Mother Earth into your system, to your belly, into your heart, into your throat, and higher up. And you also invite the energy of Father Sky, Divine Masculine Principle, into your system, into your being, into your heart. Feel the light in your heart. And rainbow sphere around you. Connect with the enlightened masters, divine beings, angels, archangels. And connect with the jinkies. And feel into shadow of compromises. Feel into this shadow. Where is it in your body? Where do you compromise yourself? Feel into this. Feel how compromises contracts you. Makes your spine kind of shrink. Creates this pain in your soul system, solar plexus. Makes you small. And then you more and more believe that you're small and that you don't deserve more. And then breathe into this fear and feel inside you this fear of that you're not good enough or you're not capable of something. And bring the love inside this fear. And let the love melt, this shadow melt, these eyes inside of you that created separation from true nature. And let the fire in you shine very bright. Feel this gift of competence. Where it is in your heart, in your belly. How to be competent. You have to believe in yourself first. You have to go with this passion into the world. Feel the light inside of you. Feel this gift. Feel the warmth and relaxation it brings into your system and also helps your spine really strong and even go higher, be more straight. See how when you not compromise yourself, everything that's really for you, meant to be for you, and the part of your path is coming into the right alignment easily, effortlessly. And then the more you stay in this gift, the more the energy expands, the more you make right actions, and these right actions bring you even further into alignment, the more magic happens with you. And then invite to merge with Siddhi of boundlessness. Be with the Siddhi. Be with this truth inside of you. Choose it fully. Be like a sun. Be the sun, because you are the sun. See what message is coming through. And take it all in. Raise the Siddhi into your body, into all your chakras, your nadis, your energy channels. Feel into your heart. Now when you're ready, you can put your palms into Namaste position, front of your heart. You can rub your palms. Put it towards your face. And when you're ready, you open your eyes. See the world as in you again. And please share in the comments about your experience. And I'll see you for the next key. And I wish you embody this competent master inside of you and the Siddhi of boundlessness and follow your heart and your dream vision.